What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Kris, and with me today, Kris Too.
Hello.
MasterMind-rebo.
Hey.
The Ginger Giant. And MF Dane.
Rap snitches, telling on their business, sit in the court and be their own star witness. Do you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm right here. Messed around, get the whole label center for years.
Kris, you kind of ruined everybody's.
That was like the length of all of our intros.
Well,
Yeah.
I know.
I'm used to Dane.
I was
rap.
here for it.
I was here for it.
I was just trying to bring a little class since I knew
Kris
Dane
ruined
was
it.
not even
Weird.
sorry.
So not sorry.
But before we get started today, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks for hitting us up on the internet this week. If you don't follow us, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, if Dane is still doing that, because I don't know how to do Snapchat, so that's his job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You remember when you set up that account like a year ago?
I'm pretty sure you're the only.
And then I think that was all the intro stuff. But we're here to talk about Thor Ragnarok. Came out this weekend. It's doing pretty okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have a roundtable, so stay tuned.
Chewie, we're home. Live long and prosper.
We don't need roads.
We'd like to shoot the monster. Could you move, please?
Like I said, Thor Ragnarok came out this weekend, and it is doing pretty all right. It was a really good movie, surprisingly, for a Thor movie.
Yeah.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Aw.
I just gave it away. It's doing really well, and Thor is in it. Spoilers.
Oh.
For those of you that don't know the storyline, it is this. Imprisoned, the mighty Thor finds himself in a lethal gladiatorial contest against the Hulk, his former ally. Thor must fight for survival and race against time to prevent the all-powerful Hela from destroying his home and the Asgardian civilization. So, it's got an 8.2 on IMDb, 73 Metascore, and it's got a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 90% audience score. Probably the first time Rotten Tomatoes has had a higher score than IMDb, at least on this show.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's doing pretty okay. I think we all agree that it was good. It was a good time. But let's go around the horn really quick and get some ratings without spoilers. It's been a while since some of us have done these. Not me, because I'm on all of them.
You are.
So let's go, Kris Too. What do you got? What's your rating?
I'll give it 8 lightning strikes.
What about in points?
Oh, that translates. It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Oh, it's a 1-to-1. Okay. I didn't know if it was like Shroot Bucks to Stanley Nichols.
Deep cut.
Deep cut. It's a deep cut.
You're welcome.
Good.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I've watched a lot of The Office. If you couldn't tell.
You're welcome. I feel like I have to do that in like a grandmother who smoked like 2 packs a day her entire life voice.
Right, and lives.
You're
in, like,
welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Where's your paperwork?
I am
Anyways.
a woman, but I'm at that age where somehow I'm both.
Hmm.
I
one's-
missed the first part, and all I heard was somehow I'm both.
Yeah, I did too.
I said I'm neither Jewish nor a woman, but I'm at that age where somehow I'm both.
Yeah, that.
That sounds like a John Mulaney joke.
It is.
It is?
Oh,
Exactly.
right. Okay, great.
Could be a drama.
So, MasterMind-rebo, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an 8.5. I was a big fan.
Okay. Kris Too, I already did yours. Dane?
I'm gonna give it that 8.5 there, Jim. Bob, Steve, Chris, Michael, Tanner.
God, if my name was Tanner, I would punch myself in the face.
Every day.
Every day. In the morning, getting ready for bed. Or getting ready for bed? Every morning. Getting ready for work. Just punch myself in the face.
And we were just
Ginger
unsubscribed
Giant.
by all the Tanners out there.
Good. Ginger Giant.
I wanted to let him finish his Tanner joke. I didn't want to interrupt on that one. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. I've got a significant beef, so I'm gonna go 7.8. It was still great, but
I'm going to go a little bit lower.
7.8.
Yeah.
I thought you were not kidding. Or I thought you were kind of exaggerating when you said a little bit
No,
lower.
I went a little bit lower.
Just a
than
hair.
everyone. Yeah,
Just a skosh.
Just enough to bring down the average.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't want it to get up to 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to also give it an 8.5. I thought it was on the same plane as Power Rangers and Doctor Strange and Rogue One, which is how I rate these things. I just look at everything I've rated in the past and see what it's comparable to. So yeah, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8, 7.8.
Yep.
You really made that one easy. That puts the average score at 8.3%, which is just a hair above the IMDb rating and 10 points below Rotten Tomatoes. So, not the best movie that we've rated on the show, but still pretty good.
But great.
Yeah, so
Solid B.
solid B.
Solid B.
Oh, that'd be
It's
minus.
it's
Almost
what we
a B
gave to
minus.
Captain America: Civil War.
That is a little bit higher than Captain America: Civil War. Chris, I was about to be really impressed that you knew that, and then I saw that you were also looking in this spreadsheet that I have.
Oh, that's all I have to go off of.
It's impressive.
Womp, 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 womp.
Well, he's
But,
still looking at it, so.
But yeah, so there's that. So let's talk about love it's and hate it's. Let's do this thing. Kris Too, what'd you love? What did you hate? So now is the time. If you have not seen the movie and you do not want it spoiled, stop here.
I loved a lot about this movie, but I think my favorite thing was Thor going full Raiden at the end with all the lightning and the glowy
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
bringing the pain. I loved it. And yeah, it was, oh God, it was so good. And and pairing that with Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song was just so delightful. So perfect. Yes.
Oh, so great.
Yeah. Oh man. It
You
was
guys
it was
just sounded
fantastic.
like
There was
injured cats.
Yeah, that's what I was going.
Okay, good. Great.
It wasn't good.
well, yeah. So yeah, I loved that. I mean, the humor in this movie is great, and there are a lot of great action scenes. But I think that's just got to be my favorite. It's right at the end there, so it's what I'm left thinking about as I leave the movie. Like, oh man, that was really awesome. So, gotta love it. Yeah. And yeah. So for my hate it, I'm sure we're going to talk plenty about the humor in this movie, and I love the humor in this movie. My main complaint is I think they did the humor too well in this movie, or the pacing or whatever, because
too much, not necessarily
too much.
well.
Yeah. That's a better way to put it. Because as much as I love the humor in this movie, at times the humor undermined moments that I would have just liked a beat of gravity, a beat of us dealing with the consequences of what's going on. Most notably for me is at the end when Asgard explodes. We did a spoiler alert, right? Yeah.
We already did that.
Yeah, when Asgard explodes, and that's supposed to be a really, serious moment, even though, Heimdall's saying the thing about, like, Asgard is not a place, it's where its people are, and yeah, that means, but still, it's your home, it's your planet or
Right.
floating disc thing, and
Floating
it's supposed to be this really,
Your Jets
yeah,
in
it's supposed to
town.
be, exactly, yeah, it's supposed to be this really powerful, impactful moment, and then immediately after that, Korg cracks that joke about, well, no, we can't build it anymore. It's gone. It's like, what? Oh God! I mean, it was funny, and I laughed. I did laugh, but I wish
Right.
moments like that, or we were having so much fun laughing about Hulk, all the silly things, all the ways Hulk was being a big petulant child this movie, that we didn't even address the fact that, or I guess we didn't have Bruce Banner deal with the fact that, oh my God, he's killed people, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that. I love the humor in this movie. I just hate that it undermined moments that could have given the movie just a little more weight, and honestly would have bumped my score up had they taken just a little bit of time for that. So
Yeah.
not a huge complaint, but it's there.
Yeah. What about you, MF Dane? What'd you love? What'd you hate?
I loved Mark Ruffalo as a whole. So Bruce Banner, Hulk, both of them. I loved them, like, both. Because even though it was a Thor movie, it was what Mark himself said was supposed to be the start of a, in the middle of all these other movies, Hulk trilogy.
Yeah.
So it's basically going to be about him, Banner, and Hulk fighting over control. But just like when he plays Hulk and he's like hasn't been Banner for a long time, and he still just plays out that he knows who he is and he knows who Thor is, and he's not like an idiot anymore. Like, that was amazing to me. And then when he becomes Banner,
too. I like that they gave him some intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Too.
Like,
And his face.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep in mind that Hulk has looked different in every single movie we've seen so far.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
well,
absolutely.
except all three Avengers movies, he's still like looked like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
He has,
You're like,
but he looks different.
They keep tweaking the CG.
Yeah.
He's looking more and more like Mark Ruffalo with every movie that comes out.
Yeah, like in this one, it's the best they've done. Like, he looks like.
Absolutely.
I
Do you
absolutely agree with
Do you
that.
think that's maybe intentional, because maybe they're like showing that Hulk is slowly gaining intelligence, so maybe he's gaining a little bit more human lifelikeness in his face?
That could be it, which I think would be dope. Because if you notice, they even had the hair the same. Like, Mark Ruffalo had that stupid Stanley Shorn haircut. Like, and Hulk had the same one. So it's like, I just dug that. I just loved how hysterical Bruce was when he was like, like he was still talking like he was smart, but he was still just acting like he was crazy.
Right.
Just like
he's just on a tiny bit of cocaine.
he's just, like, I'll be Tony Stark. You're already in a disguise. You're not Hulk right now. No one knows who you are. And then that point where he's like, "You want to see who I am? What I can do? I'll show you." And he's like, just like hit the ground, like bones broken.
Transformation. Yeah.
Drooling on the Bifrost.
And they all just look at him for a second. And just like, okay. Well, that wasn't a thing that was supposed to happen. And I honestly, in terms of hate it, I do not remember what I hate. But you know what I did? I did kind of have.
I don't remember what I hate.
But you know what I did also have a problem with, and I just thought about it. I felt a little too much like Idris phoned it in.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Are the dreads different?
He's never had it.
Yeah.
He's been wearing a helmet this whole
He's
time.
in exile now. Like, so
someone's getting in there and redoing his dreads every 6 weeks or so.
Well, he's in exile, so it's like, I think it's kind of like the.
He has. You see that dude's dreads compared to my dreads? No, he's got. There is an exile stylist.
Yeah, hanging out in that under mountain cavern.
Dane, did you just take a stab at your own dreads?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have. I don't have so. I have ratty, like, thick dreadlocks. I don't have skinny Atlanta Future dreadlocks. And like, anyway, he phoned it in on his performance, and that's what I felt was my main hate it. And it's like, it's not surprising because he always talks about how he always regret taking the role because he had to do more than one movie.
Yeah.
But I did have that, so that'd be my hate it. But me liking callbacks and shout outs to other things.
It is your thing to do that, yeah.
I just loved when Hela destroyed the fake Infinity Gauntlet, getting rid of the biggest plot hole that the MCU has had since Thor.
Yes.
Also, you know what? Another one I liked as soon as Hulk went to go grab Thor, while he kept doing the sun's coming down, buddy. Sun's coming down.
Right.
Sun's coming.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yeah.
Too much.
Such a
much
good
of that.
moment.
And then
Such a good
Hulk
moment.
slammed him just like he did Loki, and Loki was like,
Loki flips out. That's how
Yeah,
it
like,
feels.
that's
man.
how it's like.
he was so excited to like
Yeah.
and to have it happen too. So yeah, that was my another callback like it.
MasterMind-rebo.
Yeah. Let's see. My love it is it's Korg. Korg, the rock guy. Yes, he's also a humor filler, but it's just like his jokes were just kind of on point, and just talking about the relationship of Thor's hammer, which I heard was actually an impromptu dialogue between Chris Hemsworth and the director, and just being like, hey, we should throw that in, like it was like on Jimmy Kimmel, I think. But it just so many fun moments, and so many just as he just kind of pops in here and there, like it didn't even felt forced, and it also felt like one of those moments of Marvel, you've done it again. You've made me actually love a very minor character that has almost nothing to do with our plot line,
Right.
other than people who know the Planet Hulk comic book line would recognize him, but it's just like there's really nothing that we need him for other than his awesome humor.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah, like my girlfriend, that was her favorite character. Like after the movie was over, that's all she would talk about.
Yeah. And it's
His
like,
jokes were the best. It was just because he was super sweet too.
he was very polite and kind, and but it's just like, yeah. So that whole dynamic was my love, and I love, of course, that it's the director. He just threw his voice in there. Like, we don't need him to be a great actor. Just read a few lines and do it well. Like, yeah, have some fun with that. Why not give yourself the main like kind of humor role? Like, just saying, I'm the director. I'll do what I want. So take that. Hate it. Let's see. Hate it was with Doctor Strange. If I have to have a hate it, it felt like, although fun and although enjoyable, Stephen Strange's little input where that helps him find Odin on Earth seemed unnecessary. Like, it could have just been Loki basically saying like, hey, this is where I put Dad. Here he is.
I agree, but at least from a fan of the comics, it's the kind of thing where Stephen Strange is always in some form like involved.
Yeah.
And I think
he is keeping an eye on Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at like One More Day, Spider-Man story, and like has absolutely nothing to do with Stephen Strange, but Stephen Strange is in it. So I think it's the kind of thing where like, it's
and like I
not
said,
necessary,
if I
but it was
had
a good thing for the fans of the comic.
Yeah, and as I said, it's like I still enjoyed it, and if I had to really pick something apart and just kind of hate it, it would be that. Like, it was an unnecessary thing, but still a fun thing. Like, I thought it was great, and Loki, popping in, being like, I've been falling for 30 minutes, and it's just like, that's fantastic. Like,
and
every bit of that
he unlocked,
wonderful.
He unlocked an achievement in Portal for that.
Yeah, see? Yeah. And then, too, when, like, Loki pulls out the knives on Doctor Strange, and then he's just like, hey, get out of here. It's like,
slides his
not
portal.
my time. Yeah. So, yeah, the Sorcerer Supreme, was great, but, a mechanism that wasn't necessary, but still quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I liked him a lot because the first thing I did as soon as I saw him, I was just like excited because I was like, it just like all the Iron Man appearances, it was tying together the universe. And I think that's why I liked it, is because it tied the universe together and didn't use Iron Man for once.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why they did it, because absolutely we're leading up to the really big performance, and so it's like it makes sense to add it in. Hence why it's a we'll call it a not even a dislike. It's like a mild, no big deal. Not even mad at you.
So mine, or you gotta go.
I gotta go.
Ginger Giant.
So, my love it is the story structure. there was a lot of talk before the movie, and I think we saw a lot in the previews, all of these different locations and all of these different interactions with different characters, and I thought they did a really good job spending a lot of time before Warworld. Like they set up a lot of the story with Thor and Loki on Asgard, talking about where Odin was, going to Earth, and then showing up in Warworld. The amount of time spent there was great, I thought. And then the third act for Asgard, I just liked it. There's criticism before the movie about how much jumping around there was, and I think that it wasn't a speed bump for me. Maybe it was for other people. I don't know, but I thought that there was continuity between all the different storylines, and enough time spent developing different parts of the story instead of like what we've seen in the past of 5 minutes being given to one storyline and then the bulk of it being elsewhere. So that was my love it, and then my hate it. This is like maybe the most substantive thing I have to contribute today. Because like this is why I rated it lower than everybody else. Hela is the goddess of death.
Yep.
And Loki has betrayed his brother and put Thor on Earth. Those are like deep, heavy things.
Yeah.
And I did not once in this movie feel anything deep. I wasn't scared for a character. I wasn't like sad for someone. I wasn't appalled at Hela killing people right and left.
Like an entire courtyard of Asgardian
right, and like
army
that was the only thing
Or
we saw.
Warriors 3.
The Warriors 3 dying in a split second.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you're making that point. Are you saying that was what you felt something in that, or
no? Like
no, I'm saying I did.
It was instantaneous, right?
Yeah.
Like she came through the portal, and then all of a sudden they were dead. And I felt like it could have been a 40% darker, and I would have really enjoyed seeing Thor's reaction to being betrayed by Loki, or Thor's reaction to Odin being not a good guy before Thor showed up.
Yeah.
Or like Hela decimating a people group and only some of them getting to survive at the end, or something like that.
Or like Bruce Banner being more disappointed that he lost 2 years to Hulk.
Yeah, maybe he's
internalizing
all the death. Yeah, that he's killing
the
people.
mayhem he's caused.
There could have been sadness and like the realization that and there wasn't any.
Poor
of that.
Doug. I mean, come on, right?
Seriously,
Yeah.
they could have cried over Doug.
And even like the whole bit too, where it's like we almost got a glimpse of that with Black Widow. But like then it just went away. Like you didn't feel it.
Sure,
like
that was a fairly emotional moment with him like seeing a face he recognized and hadn't seen for 2 years
and just
losing it. Yeah. That was a pretty significant thing for me because like I felt like I laughed the whole time and there was some action and then it was over. And that's a very like simplistic way to describe the movie. And I did give it a 7.8 and I really, really liked it. But I felt like it could have been a more complex emotional
gravitas.
Yeah.
Well, for me, my love it was Tessa Thompson. I thought she did a great job. I'm really excited to see more of Valkyrie moving forward.
That's Bay.
It comes with that's Bay. It comes with an asterisk because I would have loved to see more. Like they had that one like flashback visual to the actual Valkyries.
Ooh, yeah.
And I would have loved to see more of that.
Sure.
Absolutely.
It was almost like slow-mo DC style.
Well,
like
it was
slow-mo action, like people dying,
it reminded me
things happening.
Well, it reminded me so much of like a painting, like a Norse painting.
Oh yeah.
Just in the visual style.
It was kind of like the backstory in Wonder Woman that when they were telling the story of the Greek gods and really slow moving.
Have you guys ever seen like Tarzan Sings movies like The Fall or Immortals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would have liked to see a little bit more of like the history of the Valkyries because I think that's a really cool thing. But that being said, with her like she's just now being introduced. I have a strong feeling she's going to be a part of the all new, all different Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sure.
Hope so.
She is going to be the new Thor. She is going to be the
That's something that'd be so dope.
the Wonder
That would be
Woman-esque character in the DC or in the MCU. I'm getting all confused.
Sorry, I brought up DC. I really
Letters.
mentioned that.
But I think she's gonna take a primary role in the MCU moving forward. But I really liked her. I think she did an outstanding performance. She was one of the most well-rounded characters I think we had in the movie.
I loved her drunk ass intro.
Yes.
That was great.
Like you just didn't see it
Tapping
coming.
those
She's like,
gloves just to like
"It's
get that
mine."
gun working. Yeah.
I don't know that I caught it. Like, I think I disagree with that. I feel like I would have wanted to see the bottle be a little bit more, like, transparent to see that she was actually drinking. Like, I don't remember her drinking something when the doors opened.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she was, but, like, those
Yeah,
drinks...
she opened it
She
through
threw
that-
the bottle like off the
Sure,
side of the
okay,
ship.
but, like, if it was a glass bottle like she drank out of in Thor's room or something like that,
Yeah.
it would have, like... I didn't catch it, and then all of a sudden she's falling. And it's
Yeah.
like, did she just trip? Like, is that, like... This is weird. She just
This
not
is
have good
weird.
balance? Is that her...
Like,
superpower?
the way she
Like-
kind of gets up, she does that whole like run her hand over her mouth like drunken slob motion,
Yeah.
and then like takes a swig and like flings the bottle.
It was,
like
I liked
it was
it,
probably
Dane.
one of the best intros for a character
Sure.
in the Marvel universe. But my hate it was I felt like there were a lot of things that kind of to tag on to Kris a little bit. The pacing was very quick. And there were a handful of things that I felt weren't resolved the way they should have been. The biggest one for me is like at the very end of the movie, suddenly Asgard explodes. And it's not really like they don't tell us how. They say like at the very beginning that Surtur.
Sarda.
Sure. He's going to destroy Asgard. At the very end of the movie, he like stabs Hela with his giant sword, and it goes into the Jetson planet of Asgard. But then it just explodes. The Jetson planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just explodes. Like, and it doesn't. It happens so quickly, and it happens kind of without a lot of buildup, I thought. Because at the end of the movie, there's so much concentration on fighting the undead army that there's not a lot that's there once they resurrect him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By
It's honestly
throwing his
it's kinda
crown into the eternal flame.
Yeah, it's connected what like you said to a little bit of what I was saying, and also what Kyle was saying. I think is the pacing didn't allow for moments that should have like that they blow past it because they just want to get to the next thing. Like Odin's death he was there, then he disintegrated, and then Hela's here, and things are happening so quickly, which works great in a comedy, but you're not getting those moments where either of gravity or explanation.
I think they took Thor the Dark World, both very heavy films, arguably the darkest movies in the MCU.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 would give them a run for their money.
Well, I mean, like, overall tone.
Sure. Okay.
Like, Thor and Thor the Dark World were the darkest movies by tone in the MCU up until this point. And I think they corrected the ship, or like overcorrected the ship on that one, and they made it too light and when there needed to be some darkness. But I just did not like the fact, like, that specific instance of Asgard exploding. Yeah. Like, when it happened, I was like, whoa. How did that just happen? Like, give me something. And like there was no dialogue. There was nothing. It was just like, Asgard explodes and everybody's okay with it.
And the thing to note there is, like, for for the like uber geeks who have read Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman that came out like in February of this year or something.
Right.
Like they were talking about the actual prophecy
Ragnarok.
at the beginning of the movie. And if you know what that ends in the destruction of Asgard. And so it was a little bit of like implication, a little bit of a callback to people who like that, so that they just know that that's happening. Like that wasn't something that fazed me because I knew it was going to happen.
Oh, well,
but,
I knew
like,
it was going to happen too. I just didn't like that they didn't explain it they didn't even
Chris
drop it into dialogue.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chris didn't get the physics, and that's because he didn't pay attention in school. That when you stab a giant sword into a disk planet, it explodes.
Listen,
how did you not pay attention during that class?
I took Jetsons 401 as a like freebie elective in college.
I don't know what that sentence means.
He just took a
401?
pass fail.
This is the weirdest joke that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, so at the end of the movie, we had a mid credit scene where the ship that all the Asgardians just got on and were escaping on, is essentially intercepted by the ship of the Mad Titan Thanos.
Yeah.
And then fade to black, credits, another funny scene. That doesn't really hold any weight in the MCU. It's more for
Let's call it a tie.
But that being said, what are we looking at moving forward? Well, we know, I mean, pretty much the next big thing as far as these characters are concerned is Infinity War. Infinity War Part 1, which isn't actually its name anymore, but it's coming out next year. It's going to be friggin' everybody we've seen so far, pretty much. And we're going to get introduced to Thanos. Thanos is going to be doing... What did you say?
He said except Quicksilver.
Except Quicksilver. That is true.
Like the only guy in Marvel movies to die and actually stay dead.
Yeah.
But Thanos is going to be collecting the Infinity
Stones.
Stones? They're not stones.
Gems.
They're not gems either.
Whatever.
What's the red?
They're
The
jewels.
red one from Thor: The Dark World is like a gas.
It's in
ether.
nowhere.
Like it's nothing.
He's like
the Infinity Vapors. I don't know. Do you even vape, bro?
Maybe when they're all combined, they'll turn into stones.
Man, I hope so.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see that. We're probably gonna be introduced to the final Infinity Stone, which we have not seen yet.
Yeah, what does that mean? Because remember, we all thought it was gonna be in this movie.
Yeah, in this.
Well, I have a feeling we're either gonna see it in Black Panther, and it's going to be the real reason that Wakanda is so hidden.
Yeah.
Man, that means 3 stones are on Earth. We are so screwed, guys.
We are so
Yeah,
screwed.
what the heck?
And
We're
I
talking
think
about-
it's either going to be there, or we're going to get introduced to the 5th Infinity Stone in Infinity War, because Infinity War is a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. I'm really excited about Big Boss Metal Gear Solid Eye Patch Thor being from here on out.
Yeah, that is
Big
pretty
Boss.
sweet.
You know Rocket Raccoon's gonna try to take his eye patch now.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you
he
know,
totally is.
he's totally gonna take the Eye
That's
Patch.
awesome.
Hey, I need it for a plan.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I have a feeling we're gonna see the next Infinity Stone in Black Panther. It would make a lot of sense, especially watching the newest trailer where we have some light up situations on the Black Panther suits. I have a feeling that one of those is going to be connected to the Infinity Stone we have not seen yet. I believe the only color we're missing from the Infinity Stone rainbow is orange, which I think was the color that the suit lights up or glows.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Which suit?
Oh yeah, there is an orange suit in the.
Well, it's like black and it's got like the orange.
Yeah, with
It's the
light up
it's
trim.
the soul. Yeah, it's the soul stone.
Yeah.
That
Oh, the
trailer
gold
was
suit that he
was
wears?
Awesome.
That what?
the one that
Michael B. Jordan wears.
Killmonger. That's the one that's gold and black.
Yeah, but I think it's not just gold. It like glows. It's like a Tron suit. But not as much. I have a feeling that's gonna be the Soul Stone.
Interesting.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
That's how he gets his own Black Panther suit.
That'd be cool.
I think.
I
That's what
wouldn't
I'm
mind
gonna
it.
guess. But we'll find out soon enough. Anyways, let's go
I
ahead.
cannot wait for Black Panther.
We know you talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
You
I
and,
know.
We get it.
you and Cole.
We get it.
I'm super excited.
You should be.
It's gonna start. They were like, y'all all shut up.
Every one of
Talk
Dane's
first
episodes. Every one of Dane's episodes between now and February is just going to be about Black Panther in some way or the
Hey,
other.
I
you guys heard the new
was-
news in Black Panther?
I was talking about Black Panther at every point. Yeah, at some point it's like, y'all shut up. This movie's out. It gets a 10. Episode over.
Boom. Mic drop. Walk away. But this episode is over.
Aww.
Wow.
8.3 out of Between the Cons for Thor Ragnarok. Check it out. It was really, really great.
Was.
Now, if you haven't seen it and you've listened to the whole episode, you at least know what to be wary of, I guess. But that's neither here nor there. We warned you, and you stuck around anyways.
Yeah.
But you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Check out our website, betweenthecons.com. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Hit us up on the internet. Have a great week. We will talk to you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
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 Hey.
I think you hated that we were singing 50 Cent songs earlier.